Good evening. Hello everyone. Pop your hands up. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to picture yourself in a large open field. Hello my darlings, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk all about spirit guides and who your spirit guides actually are. Now, this is something that generates a vast majority of questions in my inbox, and those that sign up to psychic school training with me, they all want to know, when do I get to meet my spirit guide? When do I get to know what they look like, what they're trying to communicate with me? And oh my gosh, now they've changed, oh, there's more people here, and it's such a minefield. There's so much to it. Now, your spirit guide is going to be essentially your spiritual bestie. They absolutely are. But before we go into all of that, and I've got so much to tell you today on this video, so please stay tuned because it's going to be a good one. Give me a like and thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That'd be fantastic, because I'd possibly say only the past 2 months been regular with my videos on here and creating fresh new content for you. So if you guys are enjoying this, let me know, and I'll respond to all comments below in YouTube, as long as they are not weird. Let's just say some of them are weird, plain weird. But if you're not weird with your comments, I will reply to you, okay? So please pop it there and let me get to know you all. You'll also notice in the description as well, there are links to all my other social media channels where I hang out. So if you want to absorb more spiritual information, get yourself into those groups as well. Okay, so on with the topic of today. So first things, who actually has a spirit guide? Does everyone have a spirit guide? Sadly, the answer to this is no. Everyone can open up for spiritual guidance, which I've possibly talked about so many times with you guys before, so I won't cover that now. Everyone can Everyone can ask for guidance from spirit, everyone. But sadly, not everybody has a spirit guide. The people that have spirit guides are people that have a spiritual gift of some description. Now, it's not because we're more special or we have, a superpower that no one else has. Yes, we have abilities that other people don't have, but it's not for that purpose. So if you think a spirit guide is your gatekeeper, is the person that links you to the other world, is the translator, the person that helps you as an individual, as a human, develop your gift and communication with the other side. So only the people it makes sense when you think about it like that are light workers would need a spirit guide. You're not going to need one if you don't. So if you think about it in terms of speaking a language, say if I went to France and I can't speak French, I would need a translator. But if I went to France and I could speak French and fluently, I wouldn't need the translator, would I? So you need the translator, and the translator is your spirit guide. So not everybody has them, only really gifted souls do. And that goes for healers, that goes for all light workers, mediums, everybody that is spiritual, that has a gift, they have a spirit guide. Okay, there we go. Number 2, what is their purpose? Their purpose is to give you insight from the other side so you can pass on to a third party. They are also there to help you on your own spiritual journey, so that they're essentially as a guide to look after you and to make sure that you are looking after yourself, that you are keeping yourself vibrationally open, that you are protected from energies that might not be of high service to you, and that all the information that comes through is correct to the best of their ability, and that they're getting the information through to you in the best possible way. So if you imagine, it is so hard for spirit guides to make sure that you're connecting to spirit in the highest and the most purest form, making sure that these spirits that come through on the other side for the people you're reading for are strong enough and the information is clear enough and they're kind of hearing it. So it's a bit like Chinese whispers. They're hearing it from one side, then they're passing it on to you, but they have to make sure that what they're hearing is ultimately correct. And ultimately it depends on the energy of the spirit on the other side, translating it effectively to your spirit guide to then be able to give you the information correctly. And then that information, it's not like a conversation. They have to find a way to give you that information clearly, whether that be through, I call them key codes, spiritual key codes, which are different for every individual soul, whether it's a form of an image, a feeling in the body, a saying, a voice. There's so many different ways that they transmute that energy through to you and that message through as well, for you then to carry it on to the other party. So there's a lot to their purpose. There's a heck of a lot. And this is why I call it their spiritual bestie, because you're going to be best friends with them on this journey, because you need them so much to help you with understanding the messages, to help you feel confident with delivering the messages, and just so you do your gift the best justice you possibly can. All right, so there's a lot to it. Who are they? Are they always someone you know? Sadly, no. We don't really know who our guides are going to be. We just get sent the ones that we need at that moment in time. So for the first start of my journey, I had a specific guide that stayed with me for about a good 5 years, and then they changed. Then somebody else came in. So just as you've learned that guide's key code and the way they liaise with you and the way they speak with you, somebody else crops along and you're like, no, I've got to start again. But it's all for your greater good. So the guides change as you develop and you get deeper and you get more established and you get more understanding of how it all works. Or if you decide that you need to maybe go onto a healing route, then you might need a different guide that'll be able to give you more specific support with healing. Or if you decide to take your psychic business down the route of being a teacher and a mentor, then you might need a different guide coming in to help you with the teaching and mentoring of the humans. So it depends what's going on within your journey as to who actually comes on board. Some people have the form of animals as their guides, and behind every spiritual guide animal is a meaning for that person as well. So there's so much to this. Sometimes you can have your loved ones on the other side there, and that is so beautiful because you feel so happy to see them and so happy to get their communication. And don't worry and think that if they weren't spiritual when living, that now they're sat with you giving you this information and they're your guides. It's like, well, do they know enough? Can I then share what they're giving? You know, they will be fed from a higher source and will be advised from a higher source around them. It's basically the spirit guides want you to be as comfortable as possible and want you to feel as confident sharing the information that they will send you the people that they feel that you will align with and you'll understand and you'll feel safe with, and effectively that's better for them. Okay, how do I meet with them? Well, my darlings, what a journey that is. So most of the time you can connect with your spirit guide through meditation or through dreams or through just quiet time or just through journaling. There can be a whole host of ways that you can meet your spirit guide, but the vast majority in the way I train my students is to meet through meditation. And we get so fixated as humans on, well, what do they look like? Where are they? Do they talk to me all day? Do they sit with me while I'm at work? Do they sit with me in the car? Are they with me in the shower? Like, there's so many things that people feel towards it, and it's like, they are so wonderful, they're so beautiful, but you don't need to focus on who they actually are and seeing them and meeting them, because that special moment, that special journey will be made apparent to you when it's needed. But for now, you just need to visualize something that you feel comfortable with. If you're starting out on this journey, and we go into this in psychic school, there's a whole process to it, but for now, if you feel weirded out by the fact that you don't know who they are, just visualize something that makes you feel very comfortable, whether it be a loved one over there in spirit, whether it be a ball of light, an angel, angel wings, feathers, whatever it is that you feel comfortable with. Just associate that as your spirit guide for now, because any kind of association that you feel comfortable with essentially is going to elevate your journey and spiritual connection. Okay. What if you can't see them? So many people don't meet them. I didn't meet mine, I only heard them the first time round for a good few years. And I kind of didn't even think too much of it. I just went with what I could hear and just thought, well, that's obviously what's meant to be. And I actually thought, well, maybe I'm just not meant to see them ever. Maybe that's just the thing and it's not my chosen way. But either way, you can just feel comfortable that knowing eventually you will be able to see them. Eventually you will be able to have some communication. But you've got to be patient with this. It's not a journey that can be rushed, and it is a journey that people do try and rush. But if you have seen your spirit guides and you do know who they are, let me know in the comments, because I'd be interested to see how many of you actually have seen them. Do they change? I think I've already answered this, but yes, they absolutely do change. And you might find that you end up with quite a big bunch of them. I know I've got about at least 5 at the moment, sometimes 6, depending on what type of work I'm doing or what courses I'm delivering at the moment. So you will get a vast majority of them. And I don't worry about building a strong relationship with all of them. I just trust my guides that they're there and they've been sent. And I trust spirit as a collective that they know what's right for me and they know what's right for my vibration. They'll send the right people through, and you will build that trust and that connection with them as well, and you'll have exactly the same insight. And if you don't, and if you're very heavily worried about who it is and who it is that's there and why is there more there, you need to work on your trust and you work on your relationship with spirit and letting go and just allowing this beautiful journey to develop between you both. How do they choose you? They choose you based on what you actually need. So if you need spiritual guidance working with angels, then they'll send you guides that, you know, work and connect with the angelic realms. If you need guidance on teaching and you want to be able to be a spiritual teacher, they'll send you the most amazing spiritual teachers that will give you strength and guidance and help you with developing programs and communication with the humans. So it depends what's needed for you and what your soul purpose is with this journey and this gift, because each and every one of us, if you are gifted, you have a purpose to this gift. It's not just a fluke. It's not just a, oh, well, you're a bit special, we'll give you the gift. There's something you're meant to do with it. There's something you're meant to explore with it. And as much as we want to try and know what that is right now, sometimes we're not meant to know what it is right now. You know, I've had my gift since I was a child, but it's only been the past 3.5 years that I've publicly shared and had the bravery to say who I actually am. So if anyone had told me that from the beginning, I probably would have hid under the bed even longer than I did. So it has to be made apparent to you when your soul's ready to expand, not any time before. So just remember that you've been chosen for a reason. You've been chosen to have a guide for a reason. They've been chosen to be with you for a reason. And you have to sort of surrender to that journey and allow that process and allow them to come through and connect with you to enable that to soar and have true beauty and flourish the way it's destined to. So my darlings, that's all I've got for you today on Spirit Guides. Let me know if that's been helpful to you all. I love you all so much, and I will be back next week with more amazing content. But if you can't wait and you want to see me before then, get yourself on my other social media channels where I populate daily and I'm hanging around there all the time. And I would love to meet you and have some connection with you of some description. Okay, my darlings, enjoy the rest of your day. Big loves and kisses. Mwah! Bye.